if your legs feel weaker than they did 5 years ago, if you find yourself grabbing the handrail on the stairs, if you have been eating fruit because you thought it was healthy, this video is going to change something important for you today. After 60, the human body loses muscle at a rate of up to 8% per decade, according to research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. But for millions of people, certain fruits are accelerating that process in a way that almost nobody is talking about. Not because fruit is bad, but because specific fruits trigger a blood sugar spike that directly breaks down the muscle you're working so hard to keep. Today, you will know exactly which 7 fruits are doing this to your body and what to eat instead. Type your age in the comments right now, just the number. I read every single one. And if you're not subscribed yet, do that now. I put out evidence-based health information your doctor simply does not have time to give you every single day. Researchers at Tufts University have spent decades studying the relationship between diet, blood sugar, and sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. What they found is that repeated glucose spikes suppress something called insulin-like growth factor 1, the hormone your body depends on to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. And several very common fruits are among the worst offenders. Norma was 67, a retired teacher from Ohio, and she was proud of her diet. Smoothies every morning, fruit salad at lunch, always reaching for something natural instead of processed. But she came to her doctor with a grip strength test result in the bottom 15th percentile for her age, and legs that cramped at night with a deep seizing ache that woke her at 3 a.m. Her fasting blood sugar was sitting at 118, just below pre-diabetic range, despite the fact that she had not touched a cookie in 2 years. Her dietitian identified the problem in her very first food log. Within 6 weeks of removing 4 specific fruits and replacing them with lower glycemic alternatives, Norma's fasting glucose dropped to 94, her night cramping resolved almost completely, and her follow-up grip test showed a 22% improvement. She is not alone, and what helped her is exactly what we are covering today. Drop a comment and tell me where in the world you are watching from. Just your city or country is enough. I read every one. Number 7 is watermelon. It has a glycemic index of 72, which is classified as high. A 2018 study in the British Journal of Nutrition tracking 340 adults over 55 found that high glycemic index foods consumed regularly were associated with a 31% increase in markers of muscle. Protein breakdown. Watermelon is mostly water, which sounds harmless, but the sugar it carries hits your bloodstream almost immediately. A 2-cup serving can spike blood glucose as fast as a candy bar. Eat it occasionally, not daily. Number 6 is pineapple. Fresh pineapple has a glycemic index of 66 and is extremely easy to overeat. It also contains bromelain, which sounds beneficial, and in supplement form it can be, but in whole fruit quantities, research from the University of Florida suggests it may interfere with protein absorption in the gut, which is the opposite of what aging muscle needs. If you enjoy the flavor, keep portions under half a cup. Number 5 is overripe bananas. A green or just yellow banana sits at a glycemic index of around 42. Let it go spotty, and that number climbs past 65. The starch converts to free sugar as it ripens, and a 2020 paper in Nutrients found that postprandial glucose spikes in adults over 60 lasted significantly longer than in younger adults, meaning the muscle-suppressing hormonal effect lingers longer in your body. Always eat bananas slightly underripe. Number 4 is canned fruit in syrup. A single serving of canned peaches in light syrup contains up to 22 grams of added sugar. A 2019 clinical review in Aging Cell confirmed that added fructose directly impairs mTOR signaling, the cellular pathway your muscles use to grow and recover. Fresh or frozen only, always. But here's what nobody tells you about that. It is not just the sugar in isolation, it is the timing. Research from the Karolinska Institute shows that consuming high glycemic foods within 2 hours of physical activity, even light walking, produced a 40% greater cortisol response in adults over 65. Cortisol is your primary muscle breakdown hormone. The fruit you eat before your afternoon walk may be undoing everything the walk was meant to achieve. Number 3 is dried fruit. Raisins, dried apricots, dried mango. The water is gone and the sugar is concentrated. A quarter cup of raisins contains 29 grams of sugar, roughly the same as a can of soda. And because dried fruit is small and dense, it is nearly impossible to stop at a quarter cup. Stay with me, because in about 60 seconds I'm going to show you the number 2 fruit on this list. And it is one that almost every health-conscious person over 60 is eating every single morning, thinking it is helping them. Number 2 is fruit juice. Even 100%, no sugar added, freshly squeezed orange juice. When you remove the fiber from fruit, you remove the only mechanism that slows glucose absorption. A glass of orange juice delivers 26 grams of sugar with 0 fiber buffer. A landmark study in JAMA published in 2013, following over 70,000 participants, found that regular fruit juice consumption was associated with a significantly higher risk of type 2 diabetes, while whole fruit consumption was protective. The juice is not the fruit. It is just the sugar. If your doctor has told you that your muscle weakness is just a normal part of aging, this next story is for you. Reginald was 71, a retired engineer from Manchester, and he had been drinking a glass of cranberry grape juice every morning for years because his cardiologist had mentioned antioxidants. He came in with thigh muscles so weak he could no longer get up from a low chair without pushing on the armrests. His HbA1c was 6.1. His dietitian removed the juice, replaced his morning routine with a small handful of blueberries and 2 eggs, and added a 20-gram whey protein shake. In 10 weeks, Reginald's HbA1c had dropped to 5.7, and he stood up from that same low chair on camera for his follow-up appointment. His words, "I thought this was just what getting old felt like." Everything we have covered so far is powerful, but this last one is the reason I wanted to make this video. Number 1 is grapes, specifically eating them freely as a snack throughout the day. A cup of grapes contains 23 grams of sugar and has a glycemic index of 59. But the problem is not 1 cup. The problem is that grapes are bite-sized. They sit in a bowl, and people eat 3 or 4 cups without realizing it. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Physiology found that chronic low-grade hyperglycemia, the kind produced by constant casual snacking on high-sugar foods, suppressed muscle protein synthesis by up to 27% in adults over 60. Grapes feel like nothing. They are doing something. Hit like if this is making sense of something you have wondered about, and comment muscle if any of this sounds familiar. Now here's what to do starting tonight. First, replace your highest glycemic fruit with one of these: fresh blueberries, green apple, or raspberries, all under a glycemic index of 40. Second, never eat fruit alone. Always pair it with a protein source, eggs, Greek yogurt, a small handful of walnuts. A 2022 paper in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that pairing fruit with 15 grams of protein reduced the glucose spike by 38%. Third, move fruit to midday rather than first thing in the morning when insulin sensitivity is lowest. Fourth, aim for no more than 2 servings of whole fruit per day and keep total fruit sugar under 25 grams. That stacking tip matters. Blueberries paired with plain Greek yogurt produced better muscle protein synthesis outcomes than either alone in a 2020 trial at the University of Texas Medical Branch, because the polyphenols in the blueberries enhanced amino acid uptake into muscle cells. Before you go, drop a comment and tell me, which of these 7 fruits surprised you most? I want to know. Every comment is read. And if you know someone over 60 who eats a lot of fruit because they think they are being healthy, please share this with them right now. Your share could genuinely give them back strength they thought was just gone. If this video helped you, YouTube is showing you another one of my videos right now that goes even deeper on the specific proteins and nutrients that rebuild muscle after 60. Click it. I think it will completely change how you approach your meals. It is right there on your screen. Subscribe for evidence-based health information your doctor does not have time to give you. New video every single day. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine.